I want to start off this morning a little different, with something different. What are 2 things you're grateful for this morning?
Ooh, that's a good one. First is waking up to new hair. I haven't gotten my hair done in like almost a year. So, chopping off all of the dead hair that has been there for almost a year and coloring it, making it a little purple.
This is new. This is new.
I
don't think you've ever tried anything like this before.
No.
Like, even in the 3 years we've been together, this is your first time using color on your hair.
Yes, like different color. I mean, I've been blonde and brown and black before, but not like fun colors.
Yeah. How does this look make you feel?
Makes me feel amazing. Makes me feel edgy. I'm already an edgy person, but like, I just embody it more.
I would say,
one other thing.
You got another?
Yeah.
Go ahead. Be grateful for
one other thing, because you said 2. So I only said one.
My bad.
The last thing is just waking up and always growing within and continuing to find myself and heal myself.
That's what it's all about.
Yes.
That's dope. And, like I've said, I think it was episode 3, I've been seeing that like a lot. Like, that's something you are actively doing in your life. And that's dope. I would say 2 things for me would be just being grateful for everyone that continuously supports us. We've had people that have been here since day one, just still going hard for us. So I'm thankful for all of our listeners, all of our customers, all of our supporters, everyone that sends us messages and pushes us on our journey. Just thankful for everyone. And number 2 would be the sun. I'm so thankful for the sun, because living in South Dakota, we get that 3, 4 to 6 months or whatever where the sun is just not present. And when the sun starts to peek through all of the gray clouds and everything around springtime, it just feels good, So definitely thankful for the sun.
I agree.
Yeah, but welcome to the People Being People podcast, everyone, with Mona and Tyler and Mona. This is a podcast where we talk real life situations, things that are going on in our life and things that are going on in the world. We talk entrepreneurship, a little bit of fashion, because that's what we do. Mm-hmm. Welcome to the podcast, everyone. This is People Being People. Let's make our week a great week. Go out there and crush it. Self-love isn't an easy journey.
Especially when you came from a really broken place inside of you.
It's an everyday choice. really excited about this episode today because we're going to be diving into some deep stuff.
Yes.
Some deep stuff. And some of our listeners, this might ring a bell for some of you guys because this happened a couple weeks ago, but we're going to go ahead and break down this thing that happened a couple weeks ago. What is this thing, Mona Lisa? What happened?
It was a status I made a little over 2 weeks ago, talking about if you're wanting to be successful.
Yeah.
One of the hardest things that you are going to have to deal with and overcome is getting rid of all your broke friends.
Yeah.
And when I made that status, a lot of people were blessed, but there was a certain amount of people who took it the wrong way. And honestly, we're making this podcast it's not to explain ourselves, but honestly, it's good content. And it's something that we really, really believe in. So we might as well make a podcast about it.
Yeah, absolutely. So where did you make that status?
On Facebook.
That's the thing. Facebook is super family friendly and friends and all of that stuff. I feel like Twitter is a lot more raw, like the dark thoughts we have and the things we're experiencing in life and the things we're going through and all of that. So I would say off bat, it was probably a little bit of the deeper content that people experience on Facebook because it's moments, people getting engaged, having a baby, all of that sort of stuff on Facebook. But Mona and I, we keep it real all the time. We've made our life about growth, and the people that have been with us since day one know that. So
I think to go piggyback off of what you said about how Twitter is like more so for that type of content. I think with you and I want to make sure I post my truth on every single platform that I have. And that's where a lot of people get mixed up, is when they're building their personal brand, they only do it on certain platforms because they don't want to annoy people. They don't really want to show certain people on different platforms who they really are. And for me, that's not who I am. I'm going to show who I am on every single platform. I'm going to post my content on every single platform. If it's, sometimes it may be over the top and sometimes it may not be, but I made a promise to myself that I will share my truth on every single platform that I have. So that's why I did that.
Yeah. I think that's what we're all about. I think we've been about that since day one,
Yes.
like I said. And again, for the people that have been following us since day one, no, these are things we've been talking about.
Yes.
Since we started Wake. We've been talking about these things for 3 years publicly.
Yeah.
I started my journey of personal growth and all of that, financial literacy, all of that back in like 2015. But yeah, we've been talking about these things for a while. And I just think that we're at a point in time where people are viewing us through a different lens. So it's being received a different way.
Yeah.
That's the difference there. But Mona and I, we've committed our life to being about personal growth in every aspect. So this is nothing new.
Yes.
And that's what we believe in.
Yes.
So I'm going to dive into the status. I'm going to read it back
Okay.
verbatim, word for word. So the status read, if you are wanting to be successful, one of the hardest things you will have to come to terms with is getting rid of your broke friends. Broke as in financially, spiritually, and mentally. Stop hanging around average people, be around rich people. That cut deep.
Yeah.
Ooh, that cut deep. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you a few questions,
Okay.
but first, I want to state why I think it cut deep. Can I do that?
Yeah.
All right. I think it's a couple reasons why it cut deep. I'm going to start with the first one. People are fearful of the word broke. Broke goes hand in hand with the word money. So I think people are fearful of this word broke because of this thing. It's called money blocks. You know what I mean? Certain things had been fed to us as a child, like money don't grow on trees, money can't buy happiness, all of that bullshit. You know what I mean? Somebody sold that idea to us, and we've carried this sense of unworthiness when it comes to money throughout our lives.
Yeah.
So a lot of us feel unworthy of having access to money.
Yeah.
And the word money and the word broke scares us.
Yeah.
So I think that's the first thing. The second thing is rich. I think that goes hand in hand with our fear of the word broke and money. We feel unworthy of that word.
Yeah.
We feel that we cannot attain that word.
Yeah.
And comparing the word average to rich, people can kind of be rubbed the wrong way by that. You know what I mean? Because no one really wants to be average.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't know that they are being average or they're choosing to be average. And we can go on for that. We're going to get more into that through this podcast. But first and foremost, I want to know, what was your true intent behind posting this status?
So when I posted it, I was actually up here in Tyler's office, and that week I was really like digging deeper into broke and rich, and it was on my mind. And when I posted that status, my only intention behind it was to inspire and open up people's minds. I honestly did not think I would get controversy on it. Like, I was naive to that because my intention wasn't to rub people the wrong way. And after I posted it, I was like, hey, Ty, can you go engage on my post? And he goes, oh, okay. And he seen the post and he looked up at me, and his face was just kind of like, oh, wow, like, you're bold. And like, in that moment, I couldn't quite understand why you were your face was like that towards me, because I was like, what? I'm inspiring. I'm opening up people's minds, because I truly believe my purpose on this earth is to inspire change and help people on their self-love journey, on their awareness to being aware and just living life full of abundance. So I did not realize that people were going to get offended, because I truly believe in that. And like the people that follow me are looking for that inspiration.
Yeah, absolutely. And after that look, I remember following up that look with saying, that was really courageous of you.
Yeah.
Be prepared, because you're going to get some backlash from this.
Yeah. And I was like,
why? Because majority of people are living average. And majority of people in this life don't want to come to terms with those things that are keeping them being, the status quo.
Yeah.
People don't want to do the hard work because it sucks.
Yeah.
So I was prepared for the backlash. I was literally like, all right, I'm ready. I put my boxing gloves on and stuff. You know what I mean? Did my Rocky dance, all of that. I'm like, I'm ready. This is good stuff. This is what I live for. I live for challenging people.
Yeah.
And so the backlash started to come. And I think the surprising part is it blessed a lot of people.
Yeah.
But it rubbed a small group of people the wrong way. Those people being, we're going to get into that too a little bit. I don't want to give too much up front, but yeah, I found that interesting. So let's dive more into the status real quick. I'm going to break it down.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So if we want to put this status into context, we got to start with the first few words. All right. The first few words said, if you are wanting to be successful, key word. If you're wanting to be successful, that means this status is for the people that are wanting to be successful.
Yes. And that's who the status was meant for, is if you're wanting to be successful and if you're wanting to be above average. And read the second sentence, because I do want to dig deeper into that.
Absolutely. So if you're wanting to be successful, this is for the people that want to be successful. All right. One of the hardest things you're going to have to come to terms with is getting rid of your broke, in emphasis, friends.
Exactly. Okay. So when it comes to this part, like Tyler stated in the beginning of this podcast, is a lot of people, when they see the word broke, they get fearful, they get mad, because they're probably living, or they probably have money blocks. I didn't mean it as just, if you're broke as in financially. I meant it all around. If you're broke, if you're stagnant, if you have no personal goals, if you're literally living a life as a robot as you get up every morning and you hate your job, I just can't wait for it to be Friday. If you're getting up every morning and not overcoming your obstacles in the right, proper way, that's what I mean. If you are choosing to just live a mediocre life and not trying to grow, and that's what I'm meaning as in broke. I'm meaning it as in spiritually. Yes. And a lot of people didn't realize that. And like, I could have wrote a book when I wrote this status, but like for the people that truly could read this and understand me, knew what I meant. But like, when it comes down to broke, it's just like, if you're choosing to be stagnant, if you're choosing to go to the bars every weekend and drink your problems away, or if you're choosing to self-pity and complain all the time and be angry all the time, that's what I mean. Why, if you're trying to be someone above average, why would you put yourself around those people who are stagnant, who are really not going anywhere in life? Because I have had this from past experiences. When I put myself around those people, if you like it or not, you are who you hang around with. Like that, I didn't really understand that until about a year and a half ago. I'd be like, whatever. Like I didn't really dig deep into, if you are who you hang yourself around, whatever.
Who you hang out with.
Yeah. And so I started to realize that like for me, for my personal experience, like I was starting to become those people of self-pity, of complaining, of feeling unworthy of what I have around me. And that's when I realized like, it's because I'm around mediocre people. And once I started to realize that, I was still hanging around those people, and I would observe myself or observe my surroundings and be like, why the hell am I here? Like when I'm around them, we don't talk about investing. We don't talk about personal goals. We don't talk about what we want all out of life. All we talk about is problems, gossip, drinking, and that's when I realized like I am not meant to be here. Like, and then I started taking a look at myself like, wait, why am I not around people who want more out of life? Why am I the only one hanging around average people? That says something about me. That says that I might be insecure about some things. And that's when I started distancing myself and actually really digging a deeper look in who I am and who I need to heal.
Okay.
And so that's what I mean by broke.
All right. All great stuff. All great stuff. I feel like the part that people missed, again, with the word broke, and earlier relating it to money, that's what people tend to relate the word broke to. But let's take a second and define the word broke by definition. So when we're talking about people and we're defining the word broke, we have to look at it as broken, a broken person per se. All right. So by definition, the word broken relating to people means of a person having given up all hope. Boom.
Boom.
So
exactly.
Broke isn't always related to money.
No.
I'm gonna dive into a little bit of metaphysics.
Okay.
You know what I mean? A little bit of sauce.
Okay. Okay.
So, just looking at the word broken and us as human beings, on an energy level or on a biological level, we're water. What does water do? Water absorbs things, We absorb things. So if we're around negative energy, if we're around people that are complaining all the time, that are, complaining about their job, their life,
always
procrastinating, making excuses for where their stagnancy, all of that, we're absorbing that energy. Again, we're water. You know what I mean? So, just another thing, you know what I mean? I know you probably heard of this or seen this before, but, say you got a basket of, you just beating yourself up over there.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, keep going.
Say you got a basket of, fresh peaches just picked off the tree. And then you got one rotten peach over there. If I put that rotten peach in the basket with the fresh peaches, will that mold not grow onto the fresh peaches?
Yes, it's going to grow onto everything.
Right?
Exactly. That's a good.
Right?
Yeah,
but I got a question. I got a follow-up question with that.
Okay, can I? Okay.
Yeah, go ahead. But can I ask you a question first?
Yeah.
All right. So just looking at that, when you start to separate yourself, because I know you got to a point where you started to separate yourself, you started to notice things, your energy. We just talked about energy, absorbing others' energy. How does it feel to separate yourself, and take some time for like solitude and all of that and get yourself right? How do you feel now that you have taken that step and you're making that transition in your life?
I feel a lot more happier and at peace in a sense when it comes to absorbing other people's energies, because let's be honest, I do have my off days, I do have angry days, but I have started to do things to help me overcome that. But when I was around those people, I would never face my problems, because I was so focused on who I was surrounded by and helping them and fixing them. So I've realized once I've separated myself, I could really like focus on myself, more happier, more at peace in a way. But I do want to say, going back to being broken, let's be honest, every single human on this planet is broken. And broken is a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing when you know how to overcome and heal and continue to grow your brokenness, okay?
That brokenness.
Okay.
You got to heal that.
And so I don't want you guys to think that like, oh, being broke is an ugly thing, because in fact it's actually a really beautiful thing, but it's how you go about fixing yourself and healing yourself and growing within. And another thing I've realized is I don't drink no more. Oh, it feels amazing. And I'm not an alcoholic by any means, but again, when you're around people who like to drink and party all the time, you get into that habit. And me and alcohol, no goody good, because first off, I get hung over very, very easily. Like, I feel like in a sense I'm allergic to alcohol, because some alcohols like make me break out. I get really red. My ears get really, really red and like inflamed. And so I just think like, I just can't handle alcohol. And like, it feels good not to wake up hungover and not to wake up angry, because I realized too that like, alcohol makes me very, very sad a week, 2 weeks after, very depressed. And so that's another thing I notice is I don't drink no more.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, and so I would say that's like the main thing is like, after distancing myself and separating myself, is like, I'm able to really focus on me.
Yeah.
And I'm able to get to know Mona on a deeper level and heal my traumas that I still am dealing with.
Yeah, you feel liberated in a sense, huh?
Yes.
Speaking for myself, just knowing my family history when it comes to alcohol, I believe my mom and my dad were very intentional about taking different steps when it came to, you know, different substances, alcohol, other things. They were really intentional about that because, you know, my family, my grandparents, they struggle with that. You know, I know my granddad struggled with that on my dad's side, you know, and my granny, she struggled with that. Yeah. And we got to look at it, you know, on a scientific level. That stuff is passed down through DNA. Yeah. So when we begin to become self-aware and realize, like, dang, my family members struggled with this. My grandma struggled with this. My dad, my mom struggled with this. Maybe I shouldn't dive into this because I'm more likely to become addicted. You know what I mean? So just being self-aware in that sense, I think is very helpful when it comes to overcoming these different things. So when we're talking about being above average, I think that what you're saying is coming to terms with ourself. Yeah. Because the way we view ourself is a direct reflection of what surrounds us. And I think the problem with people, the reason why this rubs people the wrong way is because, one, people that are average want to see the people around them stuck where they are because those people offer them some sense of comfortability. Yes. They don't want them to advance and to change because that it becomes, you know, that's at the cost of them losing that person. People are afraid of losing someone to, you know, making that decision of being above average because that person is going to have less time for them. You know what I mean? Yeah. And those were some of the comments we got, you know, just different comments about, oh, you, what about the people that supported you at the bottom, you know, that always been there. And, you know, comments like that, the people that are supported you at the bottom that always been there. Wait, that just, I mean, you know, it's hard. I get what that person is saying, but it's hard for me to fathom that in something relating to success because the people that are at the bottom are choosing to be there. Exactly. You know what I mean? If you wake up every day, oh, I'm at the bottom, you're choosing to be there. No person on a journey of success wakes up in the morning complaining and whining about being stuck at the bottom. If you are at the bottom and you're stuck there, you're stagnant, that's is your decision. That is on you. Yeah, exactly. And I want to mention too that like Tyler and I are very, you know, we have a little bit of success, but we still climbing the ladder. Like we are nowhere near halfway there, fully there. Like we're still climbing the ladder. And in reality, we're still at the bottom in a sense too. And do we wake up every day, oh, fuck, like I wish, you know, this could be different, that could be different? No. And if we do start thinking that, we change our mindset around because we don't want to think like that. But I do want to say, like, when we were at the bottom, we tried to help so many other people and our friends to get to our level where we're at. And it came to a point of like, they don't want it. So why are we trying? Yeah.
Why are we trying to help people who genuinely don't want to be where we're headed? And that's okay. That's on them. Mm-hmm. That's not on us. Like you said, that is not on us. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And the people that are at the bottom, if you are truly waking up every single day wanting to be better, like Tyler said, not complaining, you're eventually going to crawl up the ladder. That's just, it's inevitable.
Yeah. You know, if you're working towards personal growth, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
You know, you're going to better yourself. If you're waking up every day, making that choice to better yourself as a person in every aspect of life, everything falls in alignment with that, whether it's finances, you know, your happiness, you know, the people you surround yourself with, your mental stability, your mental strength. Things fall in line when you work on yourself on a personal level. Everything is a direct reflection of where you are mentally.
Exactly.
That is how I feel.
Yep.
If we aren't strengthening our mind, everything else in our life is going to fall into that category of chaos. You know what I mean? We got to be mentally strong thugh this life.
Chaos, drama, gossip, like.
Yeah, we got to be working on ourselves every day on a mental level, because if we aren't, you know, that's probably why we're experiencing some of the things we're experiencing. And don't get me wrong, some things are out of our control. But when we begin to work on ourselves mentally and things happen in our life that are out of our control, we're able to handle them differently. Mm-hmm. We're able to see them through a different lens. We're able to be optimistic about them. And the people that were opposed to this status that you post, it spoke volumes to me, because it's like, if you're going to complain about something like this, if you're going to, oh, what about the people that are at the bottom, or if somebody's loyal to me and this and that, like, that is you're projecting your own insecurities. Mm-hmm. Who doesn't want success? Who doesn't want to be above average? Who doesn't want to experience life more abundantly? If you're making excuses for that, that is why you are where you are in your life.
Yeah.
You aren't taking responsibility. Yeah. We got to get to a level where we're taking responsibility and we're holding ourselves accountable for where we are. It is not on our friends that decided to leave us in our pity and go experiencing, you know, better things in life. It's not their fault. It's our fault if we aren't making that choice.
Literally.
You know what I mean? So we can't blame the people that left us at the bottom. They off doing what they got to do for themselves. Yep. They probably have less time for us because they're working on themselves. Through life, you wake up to your thoughts every day. You go to sleep to your thoughts. That means you need to work on yourself, because all of the tough moments that you overcome in your life, that was you. I'm not saying it's a bad thing to have people. I'm not saying we don't need people, because as human beings, we were built for community. We need people. Yeah. But like Mona said, would you want to be around average people when you're in need, or would you want to be around rich people? People that have overcome the journey, that have jumped those hurdles, and that have
wisdom.
Yeah, and you know, that has attained success on a mental level, on a financial level, on a spiritual level. Is that what we want?
Oh, heck yeah. That's exactly what we want. Like, we want to be around people that give us good advice, not advice that is self-pity, that is no advice at all. Like, when you are going through something, when you are going through something, do you go to advice to someone who first maybe has never been through that or stagnant themselves, or do you want to go to someone who is wise, who actually has advice for you? Like, I would rather go to someone who I can count on, you know, like
Keyword,
that count
rich,
on.
Rich.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When you go to the bakery, do you want to get some stale, you know, bland brownie or cookie? You want to get a brownie or a cookie that's rich, right? That tastes good, that benefits you in some sort of way.
Exactly.
Let's relate that to people. Do you want to go to a stale ass person that don't have anything, you know, when you're going through the mud? Yeah. Or do you want to go to someone that's rich in knowledge, rich in wisdom, you know, rich
and
in
that will tell
energy.
You the truth too.
Yeah.
That will not just be rubbing your back. Oh,
poor baby.
No, you want to go to someone who's going to lay it out flat for you and be like, you did this wrong, you did that wrong, like this is why you're in this position. Like you want to be around those type of people that are going to build you, that are going to help you, that both of you can hold each other accountable. That's another thing. You need to be around friends who can hold each other accountable. And that's where a lot of other average people, they make that mistake. They're just around the same type of people that they are. Like
you got to be around people that are better than you.
Yes, people that exactly, or you guys are climbing the ladder together.
Yeah.
And I didn't say, you know, like, oh, if your friend is going through a really hard time, leave them behind. No.
That's not what she meant.
No, what I meant is if like you're stagnant in life, that's all I meant.
You know, everyone has heard of that quote. You can lead a horse to water, but if they decide not to drink it, that's on them.
And again,
we've led many to water and that have decided not to drink it.
And
at that
honestly,
point, it's not on us. You know?
And honestly, like what you said, we have led people to water. They don't want to drink it. They don't want to take it. And like you said, that's on to them. Like we can't help you anymore. Like that's just draining our energy. And like, honestly, when you are on the ladder to success, you have to be selfish. You have to be self-absorbed in a sense. And why is because when you are self-absorbed, that allows you to really work on yourself. And when you are at the top, you can help those people climbing the ladder at the bottom. You can't help people when you are going through so much chaos in your life. You just can't. Trust me, I have been there. You can't genuinely help people.
Yeah.
You really can't.
Absolutely.
You can help people when you are rich in the mind.
Can I put this into perspective for our listeners? So I want to look at some of the greats of our time or that were before our time. People like Michael Jackson, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Steve Jobs. What Mona Lisa means by self-absorbed is when we think of these people, were they not self-absorbed? Were they not into their craft so much to the point that it was of some sort of obsession with their craft or what it was that they were trying to build or, put into the world? That's what we mean. Not at some narcissistic level where you're just, where you're so self-absorbed where you don't see other people, where you don't have compassion for others. And I'm putting this into perspective for everyone.
Yeah.
In order to be successful, you have to be self-absorbed. You have to focus on yourself. You have to focus on yourself. You have to focus on your growth. That's what it's going to take.
Yep. And again, like this shit is lonely. You lose a lot of people. You don't really have much people around you, but it's so worth it because then you really get to know who you are. You really get to learn yourself. You really get to understand your boundaries when it comes to friendships or the type of people that you want to bring into your life, the people that you want to grow with. And it helps you gain discipline. It helps you be aware of who's genuine and who's not genuine. And that's what I'm talking about.
Absolutely.
Like, and I wrote this post too, because like, in reality, everyone should know that they deserve to be above average. Every single human on this planet deserves to be above average, but it's up to you at the end of the day if you really believe that you deserve a life full of abundance. And for me, I know I deserve it.
Hell yeah, me too, baby.
I exactly.
Me too.
I know I deserve it. I know the people that are around me and who are working deserve it. You know what I mean? And the people who I choose to help, I know that they deserve it.
Absolutely. So to close, why is this so important? Like, why was this status so important to you? And I feel like we mentioned it a few times, but just to kind of clarify and to close it out, like, why is this all important when it comes to life?
Because, like I just said, you deserve a life full of abundance. I want to open up people's minds. A lot of people don't have people around them that are feeding them wisdom, that are feeding them positive vibes, positive energy. And so if I can be that person to help and to encourage and to uplift people, I'm going to be that person, and I'm going to share my truth. Absolutely. And that's why I share my truth. That's why I'm continue to be vulnerable when it comes to our brand, when it comes to self-love and self-awareness, because I just want people to be happy.
Absolutely.
Because I know what it's like to not be happy. I know what it's like to not have positive people around you. And that shit suck.
It really sucks.
Literally, like, your life, like, I remember I used to just feel like, like, why am I here? Like, this life sucks. Like, I have no purpose in life. You know what I mean? Like, that shit sucks.
Yeah.
And if I could help someone, that's why the status was so important to me, because a lot of people did need to hear this.
Absolutely. And I think a lot of people out there right now are living a life that feels that way. Why am I here? What purpose do I serve? And one thing about life, when you're living life abundantly, when you're genuinely happy, time speeds up. They say life is short. Life is actually long.
Yeah.
And it's a lot longer when you're deciding to live your life average, when you're deciding to live your life in misery and in chaos. It slows time down. How many people are out there at work looking at the clock? Just
Damn, I used to do that all the time. That shit sucks.
spiritually drained.
For real, literally, like, from an experience, like, when I used to be at work, I would look at the clock like every 5 minutes, and I would hope it would be an hour long, but it would be like 5 minutes pass, and I used to just dislike that so much. Like, and it's crazy because while working those jobs, I would be like daydreaming hardcore, like, man, when I'm finally happy, when I'm finally living my truth and my purpose in life. Like, I remember I used to just daydream about that shit all the time, but like that shit sucks, guys. And I want to mention too, people who work a 9-to-5 job, we're not saying like, oh, you guys don't love your job. If you truly love your job, if you truly love your career, that's what we're talking about. Like, go you. Like, we keep rooting you on. But if you don't like your job, if you don't like your 9-to-5, you know what I mean? Then why are you still in it?
Yeah.
Why are you so fearful to live a life full of abundance? Why? I just, like,
It's because it's hard, but
it is
it's
hard.
like that can be related to so many things, not just a job, but other things in life. You know what I mean? Is someone making you do something that you don't really want to do, and you're just looking at the clock like, I really don't want to do this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or you're around people and you're
Living
just,
for someone else.
yeah, you're around people and you're looking at the clock like, I really don't. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Life is longer, you know, in a nutshell. Life is a lot longer when you're living it in misery and in pain, you know? And, you know, I think that if we decide to live life more abundantly, time speeds up. You know,
Exactly.
we're enjoying life so much to the point we want more time.
Literally.
We want more time with our family. We want more time with our friends. We want more time at our job. And that's what I want for my life. And I hope you guys out there want that for your life too, because, you know, we don't get that much time on this earth. We get up to about 700,000 hours.
Yeah.
Do you want that 700,000 hours to feel like 1.4 million? Or do you want that 700,000 hours to be full? You know what I mean? Your cup is full of abundance, financially, spiritually, mentally. Your family is good. Your friends are good. Is that how we're deciding to live life this Monday morning? Or are we settling for the status quo? Are we settling to be below average or average? Ask yourself that this morning. What do you really want for your life?
Yes.
What are the steps that you're taking in order to attain these things that you want for your life? Are you waking up down on your luck, just sad, beating yourself up, falling into self-pity, digging yourself a hole? Or are you waking up in the morning, counting your blessings? I'm grateful for my family. I'm grateful for the things I have. I'm grateful for this shirt that I have on my back, or, you know, that I have this much money in my bank account right now, or, you know, that I have a job that's putting the food on the table. I think that when we put ourselves in a mindset of gratitude, it opens up more doors for things that we will soon be grateful for.
Yeah. Yes. Exactly what Tyler said. You know, in all reality, you can manifest the life that you want. You are in charge of your life. A lot of people don't realize that they are. But in reality, you are you are in charge. Like, gain knowledge, pour into yourself with knowledge, and things that are going to better you. That's what it's all about. Like, would you rather live a life with everything that you have and want, or would you rather live a life in chaos and pain and misery and one thing after the other, and not knowing how to manage that shit? I would rather live a life with everything. I would rather live a life with everything that I want and have, and that's going to make it a lot easier when I'm going through shit, honestly. It's true. Like, that's going to make shit a lot easier. I don't care if people say, oh, money doesn't buy happiness. Yeah, it does.
Yeah,
in a sense, yes, it does.
Oh, yeah.
Would you rather be broke and going through shit, or would you rather be rich and going through shit?
On the real, because
I would rather be rich and going through shit.
I can name a lot of people right now that money will solve all their problems.
Literally.
Money is a tool. Money is energy, and we need to fix our money blocks. Let's dive into that this Monday morning too.
Yeah.
Why do I feel like I'm unworthy of money? Money is just a tool.
It's
just paper. The Department of Treasury is printing it up right now.
Literally,
they hitting that button on that printer, and it's just printing. You know what I mean? It's just a tool. It's just money. It's just digits.
Literally,
you know what I mean?
like, I would rather have, I would rather be rich than broke in every aspect. But right now, we just talking about money. I'd rather be rich in money than broke in money.
Absolutely.
Because, and honestly, money, cash flow, passive income allows you to be more free. It allows you to experience life on a different level of being around family, of being around friends, of going to trips, of traveling. Like, it just allows so much more.
Let's look at it as a tool. It allows you to help those around you too. You know, it allows you to pour into other people's lives.
Yes.
It allows you to do other things for your community or to build your community.
Exactly.
You know, money is a tool. But have a blessed week, everyone. This is People Being People. We hope that you choosing to be above average this week, because we're not settling for no below average stuff on this podcast. You deserve that.
You deserve it, guys.
You deserve that.
You all are a star. You just have to believe it. You really have to believe it and want it. That's it. Everyone is a star. Everyone.
Yeah. This is People Being People. Get out there and crush it and make that choice to be above average this Monday morning. Make it a great week, everyone. People being people. You know, self-love isn't an easy journey.
Especially when you came from a really broken place inside of you.
It's an everyday choice.